Hey folks, welcome to a brand new edition of Smart Money, your favorite weekend show. And this week, I kid you not, the topic that we're going to discuss is the most asked and most requested for topic on social media: how to wade through the crypto universe. And that's also because the cryptocurrency, the currency itself has hit a $2 trillion market cap once again. So before we talk about whether you should buy cryptocurrencies, which are the good ones to buy, which ones you should stay away from, as we begin the show, it would also be a good idea to talk about the volatility that cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum have seen over the years. So our aim is to try and understand how to navigate through this volatility and understand the risks involved before making any investment decision. Up on here is going to be a chart, just to explain what has happened in the last 2 years. So between July 2020 and Jan 2021, Bitcoin has seen a meteoric rise, as you can see, all the way to 40,500, right? That's a rise of 340% in just 5 months. Following which it hit a high of 63,500 in April of 2021, and that's where you began to see the downfall. So between April of 2021 and July, the Bitcoin price halved, and now it's back to above $47,000. So not just Bitcoin, we've seen massive moves come across a whole host of cryptos, everything from Cardano to Solana to Binance to Dogecoin. Just look at this. Dogecoin has seen an 8,000% performance year to date between last year and now, and that's the kind of performance that we've seen across the board. So against that background, let's just toss this to our guests. Joining me on the show today is Siddharth Menon, COO of WazirX, and Siddharth Sogani, the founder and CEO of Krebaco, the two Siddharths who are the most famous in this crypto world. So gentlemen, thank you for joining me. It's been a phenomenal rise that we've seen, and the cryptocurrencies have regained the $2 trillion mark. So let me start with you, Siddharth Menon. Where does it go from here?
It's a pretty interesting question. So it's a growing market there, right? Like just last year, probably in August this time, we were much below $400 billion market. And even back then, I would have not even thought about where it can go. But good to see a good healthy market that's been growing. We reached about some $2.5 trillion, and then briefly saw 1.5, and there's been a good pushback now at 2 trillion. Now, when you think about the whole 20 and 21, right, the whole the bull market that we are talking about, one thing is very different this time is we see a lot more institutional participation, right, and that has changed a lot of things fundamentally for a lot more people. Probably to sort of hedge their risk, in terms of their treasury, they want to take a position in terms of hedging against inflation, or this could also be, an investment instrument for them. So because of that trend, it's just getting started. And when you even think about not just the entire commodity market, but just gold, which is somewhere around 11 trillion, there's a lot more room for the entire crypto industry, which is just getting started. So it's very difficult to put a number there, but definitely I hope this is going to be another surprise move for all of us, a year from here.
Okay, it's going to be a surprise move for all of us. Siddharth Sogani, come into this discussion because, let's not kid ourselves, right? We just saw that graph where although the Bitcoin has seen a meteoric rise, it's also seen a sharp fall. So if you had invested at the top, you would have halved your money in less than 6 months. So you tell us, what's the prognosis now? If one had to invest henceforth, which is the least risky coin to invest into, and what would your advice be?
Hi Sonia, thanks for having me here. Yes, that's a good question. The least risky I would say would be Bitcoin and Ethereum, because it's similar to how we see stocks in the stock market, right? Something which has a smaller market cap is more prone to more volatilities, right? And Bitcoin has a 875 billion market cap, Ethereum is around 375 billion. So these both these currencies are there since like almost 10 years, right? So they have a good track record, and these are the safest. If somebody is starting new, these are the two coins which you should start off with, and then slowly diversify your portfolio, like how we do large caps, mid caps, blue chips and stuff like that.
Okay, so you're saying the pick of the pack right now is Ethereum, but I think we just showed that graph and I want to get the Ethereum graph back up on the screen because it's gone from $160 in 2020, right, less than a year ago, and now stands at $3,051. So just look at the run. That is a 20x jump that we've seen in less than 2 years. Siddharth Menon, I want to come to you. Siddharth Sogani's pick, of course, is Ethereum. But don't you think this rally has been stupendous? Is there still a lot more to go, or has somebody already missed the bus? And what are the risks involved in investing in Ethereum?
Right. Any new market comes with its own risk, right? So we have to understand that whether it's stock market, whether it's crypto market, it's not different. It comes with a lot of volatility and takes time for it to be matured. But having said that, when you look at the fundamentals or the value of what Ethereum or other projects does, you understand what we are shaping towards. Yeah? We are trying to build this whole life on the internet. We are spending more time on the internet, so it's all about that. So this is more of a native internet token, native internet applications. So Ethereum plays a very important role in terms of helping people build on decentralized application, and that by itself is a really big thing. From an investor point of view, one has to think about what's their long-term vision is. Once they understand the value it can create from a long-term perspective, I think it's still not that late. Personally, when I think about it, but if you are into just trading it out and buying and selling, maybe you should consider all your risks there.
Okay, so you said it's not great, so I'm sure you have other options as well. So let's just pull up that chart of all the other options that we have in terms of coins. Dogecoin has done the best this year, right? There's an 8,000% rise year to date, and Mark Cuban called it the strongest currency. Elon Musk agreed as well. So what is the pick of the pack from this? Siddharth Menon, if you had to choose from a long-term investor standpoint, both the risk as well as the reward, what would your pick be?
Yeah, my personal favorite is still Ethereum. Primary fact is to understand what Ethereum is. Ethereum is a virtual machine. So it's like if Facebook, Google, they all need Linux machines, Linux servers and Windows servers to run their application, right? Today, when you want to use Facebook, Google, or any other product for that matter. But in the whole decentralized world, this is what Ethereum plays a role. It acts like a virtual machine for all the decentralized products to be run on. And that, if you look at it, we are just getting started, right? The whole ecosystem of DeFi industry that is built on top of Ethereum. There's a lot of gaming application being built on top of it. So the limit is really big, right? Like, I can't even imagine where it can go. So my personal favorite is Ethereum then.
Okay, got that. When we thought about doing this show, we put it out on social media that we're going to sort of talk about this topic. And the most common questions we got is that where do you get verified sources of information? The problem with the crypto world really is that there's so much information available and a lot of it can be very misleading to an average investor. So Siddharth Sogani, what according to you are some verified and genuine sources of information on the crypto world?
Yes, that's actually a very good question. A lot of small and scam projects, they pay the influencers to promote their project, and a lot of nascent investors, they don't understand the tech and they get stuck. The verified sources are a lot. You can follow Andreas Antonopoulos. He's a researcher and he's been talking about Bitcoin. He has a great YouTube channel. He clarifies almost all the topics, what is SHA and what are the technical aspects, and it's a very, very lucrative place to be. His book Mastering Bitcoin is a must read for anybody who's getting into this space. You can follow Jack Dorsey now. He's promoting Bitcoin. He's spreading the right information. He has been working on improving the Bitcoin protocol as well. Other than that, you can also follow Cynthia Loomis, who is the senator in the US. And there is a course, a massive online open course by University of Nicosia. It's available for free. You guys can Google it and do it. So probably that will give you a good outline of what crypto space is all about.
Okay, so you spoke about Andreas Antonopoulos. You spoke about his book, Mastering Bitcoin, which is a must-read. Jack Dorsey and Senator Cynthia Loomis. There's also the Winklevoss twins, right? I mean, what about them? They've been heavily invested into Bitcoin.
Yes, there are the Winklevoss twins. So Winklevoss twins, they purchased 1% of the total Bitcoin supply back in 2011, I think. When they won against Mark Zuckerberg. So, and now they own almost 1%. They are running an exchange called Gemini out of New York, which is a compliant exchange, and they also have one of the biggest NFT platforms called Nifty Gateway.
Okay, and anyone from India that you follow closely, and someone perhaps that puts out verified sources of information?
Nishchal is the face of crypto.
Okay.
Nishchal is very active. I think he's been his campaign India Wants Crypto is running since almost 1,000+ days.
Okay, Nishchal was actually supposed to be with us on the show today, by the way. So he wasn't available. So we had to, of course, get Siddharth. But be that as it may, your views are the same. And of course, these are all verified sources of information that you can sort of follow and you can educate yourself on crypto. So that was very, very helpful, Siddharth Sogani. Thanks for that. We'll do one thing. We'll slip into a short break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we are going to get our guests to tell us what are the risks involved, how you should approach it if you're a newbie in this space. And of course, we'll take up some of your queries as well. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Smart Money on CNBC TV 18. We're trying to demystify the crypto universe for you, and two gentlemen here who are helping us do it, Siddharth Sogani as well as Siddharth Menon of Krebaco and WazirX. Now, before the break, we spoke about all the legitimate sources of information that you as a viewer and as an investor can use. I think we're getting a lot of questions coming in from you, so thanks for that. But the most common question is about legality. So Siddharth Sogani, I want to toss this question to you. A, are cryptos legal? And for people who are wondering how it is stored, can you just explain to us the procedure? I mean, I do know that there's something like a cold wallet where you sort of store your private keys offline. Is that the best way to do it? And what are the options that an investor has?
Yes. So that's a good question. See, crypto are illegal right now. So there is no regulatory framework available for the exchanges or for the investors or, for the entire ecosystem, how it runs. So the government is working on it. We should see the bill in the coming session or probably in the next 6 to 8 months. Right now what we are doing is following the best practices based on assumptions, paying the maximum tax, and both for long term, short term, GST, all are being paid and in probably the maximum tax slabs. Yes, the way it works is when you go to an exchange, you deposit your money, you get to buy Bitcoin from the market, from the exchange engine, and the Bitcoin is usually stored in the exchange only. So you have to understand that Bitcoin, crypto, all these are based on private keys. Private keys are your password. They are basically a code of numbers, which is actually your money, right? So if you want to keep the money in your pocket, you have to move that money, withdraw it from the exchange, and keep it in a hardware wallet. If that is the case, then the money is literally in your pocket. But if the money remains with the exchange, you can always trade it. So if you're keeping a large amount of value, it's better that you withdraw it, and if it is for long term, it's not for trading everyday activities, you withdraw it and keep it in your hardware wallet. Hardware wallets are plenty of them available online. You can Google it, it's even available on Amazon and stuff like that. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's interesting. I mean, the reason I asked you this is because, we've seen in the last couple of weeks, in fact, 2 weeks, there have been 2 major crypto heists, right? Hackers in Japan hacked almost, $100 million just as of yesterday. So one worries, why would I want to invest my money, A, in something that has no legality, and B, where there are big time heists happening? Siddharth Menon, come in on this. Are crypto heists something that investors should worry about?
Yeah, so inherently, if you're holding crypto, theoretically it's very difficult to hack into it. But it's only when if you are not storing your keys really well, or if you are not careful about if you don't follow the best practices, the chances are it gets it's easily hackable, right? Like, so people, if they get into and find your private keys that Siddharth just mentioned here, they get access to this. So your private key is everything, right? So that basically unlocks your wallet to what you store. So you have to be very careful about how you do it. And in terms of heist also, the one that we are talking about that just happened recently was more of an exploit from the whole, the multi-chain blockchain that we have. And it was like one of a kind, what was just done there. And the good thing is the hacker actually returned back all the money, and he's now going to be joining the security team of that blockchain. So which is an amazing thing. So in general, the whole ecosystem is also trying to flag certain things, and also collaborating together to make things more safer for people. So in general, if you are, as long as you're very careful about it, follow your best practices, making sure that if you're using an exchange, you have 2FA, you don't share your password with people, things are much more safer for you guys.
I love the way both of you have justified this hacking, because it is a genuine concern. And when I asked Siddharth Sogani earlier before the show, he said even banks are robbed, so people's money lies in banks. Siddharth, you also justify this whole hacking that has happened?
Yeah, so the hacking which happened
is
basically the Ethereum network was not hacked. Oh, sorry.
No, Sogani, go ahead. This question was for you.
Yeah, so the Ethereum network was not hacked. There is something called as polychain network. So the bridge, the way polychain network interacts with the Ethereum network, that bridge was hacked. It's a little technical, but the Ethereum network was safe. And the other hack which you are talking about is Liquid. It's a Japan-based exchange which got hacked yesterday morning for about $95 million. So I think they are investigating. They'll try and find it out. But we all have to understand that these cryptos, there are no third party involved, right? You are responsible for your own money. If a bank gets robbed, or your bank and your card gets used by somebody who's trying to some international transaction happen, you can go to the bank and tell them that return me the money. In crypto, you are responsible for your entire holding. So it's important that you educate yourself well enough and keep if there is a lot of high value, like I suggest that if it is anything related to long term holding, there are very easy to use hardware wallets, just move it over there. But if you are trading every day, then you have to be on an exchange.
We don't have too much time left, and I do want to talk about stablecoin, because that is sort of the hot topic of the moment. And as we know, or at least as I understand it, stablecoin is something that's backed by the US dollar. But Siddharth Sogani, you tell me first, what are stablecoins, and then I'll go to Menon for the benefits and the risks. So go ahead.
Stable coins are something I can issue a Siddharth coin. I will take $1 lakh in my account and issue a digital token of $1 lakh, right? Like 1 lakh Siddharth dollars. So that is a stable coin, because the people who are trading Siddharth stable coin, they know that $1 lakh are in my bank account. So the value doesn't go up and down. So that's how it is backed. And currently the highest used stable coin is USDT Tether, which is having a market cap of around $65 billion. So what people do, but these stable coins have the same functionalities. It's decentralized, it's borderless, you can transfer, and it is available on many pairs. They have great liquidity. So USDT is a good stable coin in terms of that, but there is a lot of transparency issues. What if I use $20,000 out of my 1 lakh which I have kept in my bank account. So that transparency part has to be improved. But yeah, the ecosystem is evolving. There are third party auditors coming into in this space, making sure that the stable coins are the value behind the stable coin is locked systematically.
Okay, and Siddharth Menon, what about you? What are the benefits of investing in stablecoin, and if you want to sort of elaborate on that?
Yeah, I think the whole the crypto industry, or the whole crypto universe you talk about, stablecoin plays a very important role. Primarily because the whole cryptoverse is very volatile, right? When you talk about Bitcoin, when you talk about Ethereum, everything is quite volatile. And within that ecosystem, you need some stability, something that can be stable against fiat or gold or silver, right? So there are different types of stable coins. One can be pegged against fiat currency, that is USD, or it can be also with gold and silver. And there are a few more that is there. Now, in this whole volatility, when you either you are trading or we are on the blockchain, say for example, when you are in the whole DeFi network, right? So when you are doing, when you are trading in the DeFi network, it's very important to have some stability where you have to store the value of that token against a fiat currency, right? So that's where the whole stable coin comes into play. So if you in the DeFi world, there is no fiat currency coming in. There's no native fiat currency. So it's all these stable coins which is pegged against these fiat currency, which play an essential role. And how they do that is they usually they're backed by some reserve, or they have some mechanism where they actually buy and sell leverages to make sure the value is almost same as the fiat currency there. So the whole DeFi network that we talk about can only is possible with this whole stable coin that is coming on board. And not just DeFi, but also a lot of exchanges use stable tokens, because people do trade against stable tokens, right? It's much more easy, and the market value, the Bitcoin prices and all, etc., are more global whenever they are trading on this USDT or any other stable tokens. And there are a couple of stable tokens, by the way. They're like USDT is one, sure. USDC, BUSDT, and DAI. DAI is on the Ethereum network then.
Okay, the last set of words you said was completely Greek and Latin to me, but I mean, it helped, the last half an hour really helped in demystifying a lot of the jargon and this mysterious world of cryptocurrencies. I would have loved to chat some more, but unfortunately, I've run out of time. Thank you so much to both of you for joining me and answering all of our queries as well. Well, that was another episode of Smart Money Down. Catch us again, same time, same place next week. Till then, stay safe.